things. I remember I went to attend a funeral because after my mother passed away, I left home, came back to my current home where I am right now. I came with my husband. At the time, he was still my boyfriend because we were not yet married, but we already had kids. But yeah, I came here. I stayed with him, trying to figure life out, trying to move on without my mother, trying to find life, trying to find balance, still hating, still everything that was happening still fresh into my mind. So I stayed. After that time, when I went back, after that time someone passed, I went back home. It was not a member of family, but someone I knew from my community. I went to attend a funeral there. When I went to attend that funeral, I remember I just thought to myself, okay, let me just go and see my mother's grave, because after my mother passed away, I didn't go to her grave. It took me a year and a half. I didn't go to her grave. I didn't went to her grave. I think even now, it took me years after that to go back there again. I don't go to graveyards. I don't go to where, I don't know. It's just that I don't know how to put this, but it took me 1 year and a half because I didn't want to feel. I felt like if I would go there, I will feel the pain afresh. It felt like if I would go there, then those fresh emotions I felt when my mother passed away, I will still feel them. So that's one of the reasons where that made me not to go to the graveyard again. So when I went there, I sat on the grave. I started to cry. I don't know, I didn't say anything. I just wept. I cried until tears could not come out of my eyes. I cried. When I was crying, I remember after finishing crying, I stood up from that grave because I sat on top of the tombstone. I sat there. I just look around, and then I just thought, oh God. I don't know. So I cried. After crying, I remember I stood up. I felt like a heavy load was lifted off me. I felt like I can see the world with new eyes. I cannot explain how that happened, but I saw the world with new eyes. I saw the world afresh, because one thing that I know is that I didn't grieve for my mother. That's for sure, because after my mother passed away, there were a lot of things that were happening that could not allow us a proper time, a proper way, a way to cry for our mother, a way to heal. But we had to deal with other stuff besides dealing with the death of our mother. We had to deal with family politics. We had to deal with a lot of things, because our mother, she was the only person who was there for us as a parent. Now our mother passed away, we're left alone. So when my mother passed away, we had to deal. We didn't find that thing to deal with her passing. We couldn't. We had to deal with politics, or family politics. We had to deal with disappointment. We had to deal with hate. Instead of us focusing that our mother has passed away, the person that took care of us, the person that gave birth to us, the person that sacrificed a lot for us, she is gone. Now it was a time for us to take care of her. She passed away. We couldn't just show the appreciation that we appreciate you. You have sacrificed your life for us. You have take good care of us. You have made lot of sacrifices for us. That person, she's no more. Instead of us dealing with those things, we had to deal with family politics. We had to deal with a lot of things that I cannot mention here, but somewhere, somehow, God was there helping us to go through those pains. I know that each and every one of my siblings, they are having their own struggles. Each one of us, we are having our own struggles. I share with them this, that the thing that made me to be okay, it is because I went to my mother's grave, sit down and cry. And those thoughts I had, those negative thoughts I had, those thoughts that I said I cannot take it anymore. This life is too hard. This life is dead. This life is dead. I After that, I thank God that I I looked life differently. I looked my mother's passing as an opportunity to go get closer to God, to know Him, and to understand His ways. When I'm sick now, I don't rely on myself. I call on Him. I talk to Him more than I used to. I thank God that He was there with me during this hard time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you once again.